Okay, welcome to eSIM Planet. In this video, I'm going to give you a bit of a deep dive into T-Mobile data plans. The month is May, the year is 2024. By popular request, I have recorded a shorter version of this. See the link down below in the description. Maybe you're just going on a vacation to France, probably not, if you're not going to the Olympics, or maybe you're just going to your normal European vacation. You have a T-Mobile account, you're wondering what you're going to pay for data. Are you going to be bankrupted? How much data do you get? What plans get what data, etc. This is information on that. Obviously, we're eSIM Planet. We want to try and steer you to get an eSIM card, but maybe you can just get some regular information about that. And another little note is that we are traditional, kind of an old school YouTuber here, and we and ah, we go on a little bit, and we don't edit out the silences and things like that. So if you want that kind of stuff, you can bugger off to the PRC's TikTok and all that stuff. We're going to and ah our way through this video, and hopefully you get some information out of it. Right, so if you have a T-Mobile account, you are going to have basically one of probably three accounts. One of these kind of Go 5G Next or Go 5G Plus accounts. You're going to have a Go 5G without the plus or the Next. And then you're going to have, maybe you're a prepaid like myself. So three different accounts. Most folks, 99% of folks will probably be one of these two. Now you might say, well, wait a minute, I have a Magenta or I'm with the Armed Forces, blah, whatever. So you're going to have to go to this page and see whether you qualify for one of two things. If you're on one of these guys here, you get 5 gigs of data in 215 countries. Interestingly enough, I looked it up, and there's only 191 countries or something like that. So I don't know where the 215 countries come. If you're on this plan, these plans here, you're going to get 5 gigabytes of data in basically the whole world. That's it. Whether you use it up in a day, an hour, or I think you have 3 months to use it. After that, you get 256 gigs of data. Boom. There are ways to get more data via T-Mobile, obviously via myself or eSIM Planet, getting an eSIM, but we'll deal with that afterwards. The second thing is, are you on one of these 5G, the Go 5G plans, or the other ones here that we kind of list? These guys here, Magenta. Whereas you see the other one is Magenta Plus, Magenta Max. This is just Magenta Deaf or Hard of Hearing, Business Unlimited, Simple Choice, blah, blah, blah. So you're going to have to look up what it is exactly that you qualify for. But I'm just telling you what you're going to get. You're either going to get 5 gigs in the whole world, or you're going to get it in 11 European countries. Great, you might say. I'm going to France, 11 European countries. But if you look up the 11 countries, they're pretty much useless. Where's the UK? Where is France? Where's Italy? The most popular places people go, especially with the Olympics, it's not included. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are going to go to Europe this year and you have a Go 5G plan, which you probably pay, I don't know, $90 a month, you are not going to get any data. You're going to get crappy slow 256 kilobytes data. So what can you do about that? So you can basically get this thing. If you scroll down, it should be there. It says boost your international plan with a data pass. So if you want more than 5 gigs of data and you're on T-Mobile, reminds me of that thing in The Meaning of Life, and you have a qualifying plan, which most do, I think, you can get these passes. You can get 1 day, $5 1 day, 512 megabytes. You can get 10 days, 5 gigs, $35, and $50, 15 gigabytes. Don't forget, you're still going to pay for your phone calls, I believe, at 25 cents a minute. I believe texts are free on these things. And then when you run out of this, and all of these data plans, when you run out, you get this slow data of 256 kilobytes, which in my opinion is probably unusable with most people, because you have all this stuff turned on your phone, and it's just going to, your phone's not going to be able to use data at all. It's just going to go to a screeching halt. A couple other things to watch out when you're traveling is when you're using your phone as a phone. So we've kind of covered data here. And yeah, if you go to Mexico and Canada, they actually give you more data. They give you 15 for the Plus, and Go 5G plans get 10. So that's cool. Now, if you use your voicemail Great news, while roaming internationally, you won't be charged for voicemails left in your inbox if your phone is off, which is ridiculous. So every time your phone rings internationally and you get a voicemail, they hit you with a 1 minute charge of 25 cents. So that's a little nasty. So if you get tons of voicemails, I don't know, then they're charging you 25 cents. One other thing I wanted to talk about is us poor bastards who are on prepaid. Prepaid is, like I say, is for criminals, those with no credit, and the other dregs of humanity. I actually use prepaid. I use T-Mobile prepaid, and I use it simply because you pay month to month, which is fine. I also use it because it's the lowest priced data of any plan in the United States. For $15, you get approximately 5 gigs of data now. 5 gigabytes of data direct from T-Mobile, not through some like Mint or these other like second, third, fourth tier, whatever. Who knows the speed you're getting with those guys. I get my data straight from T-Mobile, and I only pay $34 for 2 lines for 5 gigs each. Now, prepaid does not have any form of data connection when you go overseas. It says here T-Mobile Essentials. So one of the things with prepaid is there's different kind of plans, which is bizarre because I am with T-Mobile Connect. I'm with Connect, and they're T-Mobile Essentials. They're 2 T-Mobile different websites and everything. T-Mobile prepaid cell phone plans, and I believe that Connect doesn't get anything at all, where it says here that Essentials do get unlimited texting and calling at 25 cents a minute, but they get no data at all, which is kind of interesting. So just bear that in mind. The biggest thing is, if I'm going to get my account here, go back. If you look over here, and remember I said T-Mobile, they just charge you one amount per month, $15, and they can't charge you anymore. Well, over here it says block usage to international numbers. So, roaming. Block all international voice and text except for whitelist activity. So I didn't even know if I have prepaid, how they can even charge me for that if it's prepaid, which is bizarre. What I'm trying to say is, go to your account, go through these little things, speak to the people before you go, because you don't know. There is a list of data over here. If you go and say you put in a country, I'm going to... It comes up with this thing that says, okay, so if I'm on the Go 5G, like I say, even though I have 11 European countries, I do not get the high-speed data. But look at this, other T-Mobile plans. And no one could tell me what the other T-Mobile plans were. To activate these rates, add the world-class service to each line. They can charge you $15 per megabyte. $15 per megabyte, my friend, to watch a Netflix movie, which on average, on the high setting, which, I don't know, maybe your kid's got to turn on the high setting, on average is 6 gigabytes. Do you know what 6 gigabytes at $15 a megabyte is? It's $92,000. And, this is kind of alarmist, ridiculous. I made a video about this. It was kind of alarmist and ridiculous, but it's possible if that's what they're charging you, and for some reason it's not turned off. You get a $95,000. There's people who have got $20,000 bills because they had some wrong thing turned on with T-Mobile or whatever. So I'm just trying to warn you. I'm not saying you have to get an eSIM, but I'm just trying to warn you here about that. Okay, so let's look at what we can do about this. So obviously eSIM Planet, we sell eSIMs. If you don't know what an eSIM is, you can go over here and have a look. It's just basically a second SIM card, virtual SIM card you add to your phone. You do need a newish phone. When I say newish, most new recent iPhones can take an eSIM, but there's a lot of Android phones that can't. So you need a newish phone. And your phone needs to be unlocked. Your phone needs to be unlocked. That's actually a very, very good thing, a very good point to make. If you're on a contract, you may not be able to put an eSIM on. If you're on like a 24-month contract, if you bought your phone through T-Mobile and you're on a contract, you might not be able to use an eSIM. So that's something, I didn't even think of that. That's something to think about. say you have an unlocked phone, and most phones I think now are unlocked, and most plans are unlocked, even if you have a contract. Let's look at the options. So here is this is the prices you're going to pay, but you don't want to. If you have 4 phones, maybe 2 kids and there's 2 adults, then let's look at France. Let's look at some of the costs for France. So straight away, $5 one day, 512 megs. If we go to Maya Mobile, which is my favorite carrier, if you click the link down below, you can go there, and we do get a very small commission. That's keeps this channel going strong. You can see for 5 days you get 3 gigs, so you get 6 times the data for the same price, and also 10 days is exactly the same. So you get 10 days of data, 10 days worth of data valid for 10 days. You get 3 gigs compared to 1 day at 512, which is approximately half a gigabyte. So there again, there's a and also you can get 2 weeks of data for $6. But if we look at the $30, if you look at 30 days, you're going there for a month. Most people are going to go for 15 days. You can see these rates are a lot better. And if you're on prepaid, this is what you have to do. You don't really have an option. But also, if you have some kid phones, if you have a phone from someone other than T-Mobile, Verizon, I believe, you can only get these data passes. There's no other data. There's no free data included with the plans like T-Mobile. And T-Mobile never used to have this 5 gigs of data included. So that's something pretty new. So thanks for watching this. I know it's been a bit long. Hopefully you've learned to really check out what plan you have before you leave. And if you want to get extra data, maybe one of your phones, you can use one of these T-Mobile add-on data passes, international passes. And then I would suggest maybe for a few of the other ones, maybe the kids ones, if you're going to France for 2 weeks, I would literally get 15 days. I would get something like 10 gigs for 2 weeks at $13. I mean, that's like a third of the price. A third of the price of the data for 2 weeks. And actually this is 10 days, not 2 weeks. So it's a much, much better deal. And it's just something you buy one-off. An eSIM is something you buy one-off. There's no contracts. It's like buying a SIM card. You just put it in your phone. There's no contracts. You just use it. It expires. You can't go over. They can never ding you for extra amount of data or usage or anything like that. So I encourage you to go to eSIM Planet, read through some of our, we got a great eSIM FAQs here. What's an eSIM? What is the number 1 reason to get eSIM? Blah, blah, blah. There's all these good resources. I have a ton of, also some other videos on this YouTube channel on eSIMs. And use the affiliate link below, and happy travels.